Hi, I'm Jerry Melchiode.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you for doing this. What's it like being interviewed in front of such a large group?
It's nerve-wracking, but we've been here before once, so.
Yeah. Hopefully, as we get into this, we'll pay less attention to them.
Yeah.
But there's so many of them. It's going to be hard to ignore them.
I know.
Okay.
Big ticket.
Yeah. My understanding is we're trying to determine what's the best treatment for you. And I know that you've already been interviewed by Dr. Gerald, and I'm going to interview you. And the type of therapy that I represent is one based on exploration and insight, so it's a little different. So we're not quite sure what's the best for you. Mm-hmm. So afterwards, we're going to have a discussion. You're going to be involved in that, and the panel and the audience too. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 24.
24. Who do you live with?
I live with my mom.
What's her name?
Wanda.
Wanda. How old is she?
She is 56.
56. What do you do for a living?
I am currently teaching art at a local junior high.
Junior high. What is that like for you?
It was challenging at first. Junior high kids are, I don't know, a polite word. They're spirited.
Yeah.
So.
What I would like you to do is tell me what you see as the problem, and then if I have a question or a comment, I'll just interrupt you.
Okay.
Okay.
It's kind of a big picture thing. Let's see. So, about a year ago, a little over a year ago, my family went through kind of a transition. Mm-hmm. And some members of my family have found ways to continue on with their lives, I guess. And I feel right now kind of stuck.
Mm-hmm. Did something happen a year ago to your family?
Not like a big tragic event, really.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like a death or,
Mm-hmm.
you know. My mom got sick.
Ah, okay. What kind of illness does she have?
It's just a rare, it's an autoimmune disease.
Okay.
And the doctors finally found a way to treat her,
Yeah.
which was great. But the medication that she's on, it made her gain a lot of weight. Mm-hmm. For her, a lot, I guess. And I think that kind of made her, she stopped like leaving the house after a while, you know. And then after she gained about 50 pounds or so, she preferred it if Grace and I my sister, wouldn't see her.
Tell me what this has been like for you.
You know, at first I understood. Mm-hmm. You know, she's in a lot of pain, you know, emotionally. Mm-hmm. She doesn't really recognize herself. Mm-hmm. You know, I get all of it. Mm-hmm. But it's been now, I don't think I've seen her in like months, like 4 months.
Tell me again, you haven't what?
Well, seen her. She stays in her room, and she has like a bathroom and a shower in there, and I make sure that she has food and medication, you know. But she
What is that like? She's in the house with you.
Yeah.
She's very ill.
Yeah. Well, she's not. I mean, she's sad. She's sad.
Yeah.
I guess is one way of describing it. But she'll call. She'll call the house phone, and when I'm home. So we'll talk when I'm home. Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes she doesn't want to talk, but.
Yeah. What's she like as a person?
Now or before?
Well, we're going to hear both ways now. Yeah. What's her personality like?
Dulled, I guess. It's like the counter opposite of when I go to work, and I've got these kids that are crazy, but they're.
Yeah. And
then I get home, and then it's, the whole house just feels heavy.
Yeah.
When I talk to her, sometimes I'll make sure I end the phone call with "I love you," and sometimes she'll kind of mumble it back, and sometimes, she'll change the subject or move on to something else. But every once in a while, she'll kind of surprise me.
She'll come on?
She'll surprise me a little bit.
Yeah.
My birthday, these little things kind of keep me thinking that she's going to be okay. My birthday, she made I think she knitted a little.
Okay.
I don't know. I think she used to knit before, and so she must have had some stuff in her room, and she left me a little scarf.
So you said that this has been a change in her personality. What was she like before?
Oh, vibrant, adventurous, spontaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would run. I remember when I was a kid, she would come home after a run, and I just liked the way that she smelled. It was kind of, my tummy's growling, sorry. Yeah, she would surprise us with little day trips to a farm and stuff like that,
The word that you used earlier, you said you were stuck. You felt stuck.
Yeah.
Stuck to me is somebody who wants to go in another direction, but they feel trapped. Is that where do you want to go?
I would love to move out.
You want to move out?
I think that other kids or other people my age, are like have an apartment.
Right.
And it feels kind of like it's time.
But when you said move out, there was a scared look on your face.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, my mom doesn't have anybody else, so. I think that I think I need to get her better so that she can, function. And I still want to have a relation. I don't want to end a relationship with her. Or,
Right.
I just want to also have my own life more.
But separating from her physically means ending the relationship with her.
No, it doesn't have to.
Right.
I don't, but I don't know how to fix her.
Yeah.
And I feel like I want to, but the best thing I know how to do right now is just to do what she's asking me to do.
It's hard to leave someone that's that ill, isn't it?
I mean, she's better now. Physically, she's got the medication. She's doing okay. She's just,
Okay, well, I'm confused because I get the impression that she's ill, but you've said other things to me that she's really probably could do more for herself if she wanted to. She's not that incapacitated by her illness.
It's not the autoimmune stuff. That physically, I think she's in a place where she could live a normal life.
Right.
but the side effect doesn't change. The weight gain will always be there.
Okay.
It's sort of, you choose one over the other, kind
Yeah.
of thing. But she's not ready yet, I think, to accept that, maybe. I don't
What
know.
does she depend on you for?
I make sure that, our bills are paid for the house. And I make her, usually when I can, I try to make 3 meals for the day.
You do what?
Make the meals for the day.
Yeah.
And bring them to her. Or leave them if I'm going to leave the house so that she can come down and get it out of the fridge or something.
And she can't do that herself.
I don't know. I know that I went away for like an overnight, and just to get out of the house, just for me. It was before a big day with the kids, and I just needed a night.
Tell me what that was like.
Well, when I came back, she hadn't eaten for like almost a day. Like, at least she told me she hadn't, and I don't think she would lie about it. I just think she just didn't think to feed herself. You know what I mean? I think she was used to me doing it. So maybe she could. She just doesn't. I don't know. I don't trust that if I'm not there that.
So if you're not there, she goes on a sit-down strike. It's the feeling I get.
A what strike?
A sit-down strike. She just refuses to do anything for herself.
Yeah, but it didn't happen abruptly. It happened over time. And I think she's still in there somewhere,
Yeah. Tell me, what are the needs met for you in this relationship? I hear what you do for Mom, but it's important. This relationship is very important to you. And what are the needs?
Love her,
You love her? Okay. What else?
I
What
miss
other
her.
needs are met?
What else needs are met?
Yeah.
I tell her about school. She listens. On the phone. I was always kind of close to her, so I feel like she knows me better than anybody.
Okay.
It feels a little one way right now.
Feels what?
A little one way right now, it does.
Yeah.
I recognize it.
Is something upsetting you in this?
I think that I'm getting a little impatient with her pain, I guess. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. But then the other half of me says, she's going through a really hard thing. You
Right.
need to just let her take the time it takes.
Right.
She'll come out of it, So it's kind of a loop. And I don't know what time. It's like a breakup, I guess. I don't know when is enough time, maybe, to...
Yeah. But your personal life has been put on hold, huh?
Yeah.
You have your teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else important to you in your life?
I have a sister. My sister, Grace.
Where is she?
She's in town. She got a new place. She ended a bad relationship, so she sort of started over recently, and she's doing good. She's bartending. I think she's taking online courses to be a stylist.
Okay. Anyone else important?
In my day-to-day, I kind of, like, I've become some friends with some of the other teachers.
Okay.
They always want to go out after school, and I can't. So I kind of listen to them in the, in the lounge a little bit, and that's fun. They're funny, and but a lot of my time is spent worrying, thinking about how to care for.
Before Mother became ill, what was your life like then?
Oh, I was in school.
You were in school?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who was important to you at that time?
Who? My family. I liked my professors a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The head librarian at our library at school was really, really nice. I was there a lot. I know.
You're squinching your face. What do you think
I had crushes on boys and stuff.
You had crushes? Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And what happened with those?
Well, I was in school. I don't know. Nobody approached me, really, so I...
Okay.
Yeah.
You hadn't had a relationship with any of the boys for
No.
any length of time? Okay.
I'm a little shy.
Shy.
When it comes, to that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the word for it.
Mm. Do you have a best friend?
I had some friends growing up that, like childhood friends that moved away. Actually, a lot of them moved away. And I kind of stayed. I like it here, It's what I know.
As I listen to you, I'm really impressed that this relationship with Mother is very one of your most important relationships right now. Yeah.
Yeah, she's really cool when she's her.
Yeah. And a lot of important needs are met in that relationship for you. Yeah. Mm. So in addition to looking at the needs that are met, are there any fears that you have about leaving, other than with what's going to happen to Mother? Do you have any other dangers out there lurking?
Other than I've always been in school. And then, this came up. So, I'm not really fierce, though. I'm excited I have no idea what to expect, I've never just had a place to myself.
Right.
That's cool. That's interesting. I would like to.
When you think of the future, what do you think of for yourself? If this, I can tell you what I want. Yeah.
At least what I want, like for the immediate future. I don't know if it can happen, but I want it to. So.
What's that?
I don't know if it can happen for sure, but I want it to. So, what I want the future to look like. Is I run my own practice. Especially maybe with children, I think, or young adults, that seems to be my where I'm finding joy. I'd love to get married and have kids someday.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. And when you think of those dreams now, what occurs to you?
Oh, I don't even know how to get started. I know that they can happen because people do it all the time. I don't. Oh, a dramatic phrase came in my head.
Good.
I don't want my mom to be collateral damage to that.
So if you realize your dreams, something bad might happen to Mother.
I worry.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't have dementia or, but I think that her version of herself is not what it used to be.
Mm.
And I don't know how to help her.
Mm.
And I don't know who else to go to other than, hey, well, why don't I work on myself and then maybe I can help her.
Yeah, yeah.
That way, you know? I don't want to make it her fault.
Yeah. Mm.
Because she's not doing anything intentional to me.
Right. It's hard to get angry with her, huh? Yeah. Mm.
She's a good person.
Yeah. You need a Kleenex?
No, I'll be okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
We don't have a lot of time, I'm sorry, but I need to shift gears. I'd like to know something about your past. Sometimes that gives me clues into what's going on with you. Who made up your family originally?
It was my mom and dad. They were married since before I was born.
Yeah.
And my sister Grace, who's 2 years older than me.
Okay.
And yeah, I had a great childhood, you know.
Okay. Your father's missing in the story. What happened to him?
Yeah, well, he's still in touch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he knew my mom the way she was longer than I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the change, I don't know, I can't analyze it, but when she started to gain the weight, and after she wouldn't let my sister and I in, she still let him in the room for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gained more weight, and eventually she didn't want to be seen by him either.
Were they together before the...
Oh no, they're still married, technically.
Still married. Where is father now?
He left, he went away. I don't know where he is. But he sends I know it sounds bizarre. I think he just needed a break. I don't know. He still sends cards every month with a check in it for some bills and says he loves me and
Yeah.
he loves her.
How often do you speak with him?
I don't actually he just sends the cards. I don't
Wow.
have a way of communicating back, really.
So when mom got sick, he left, huh?
Well, the medication made her sickness better.
Okay.
But in order to stay healthy, she has to stay on the medication, which means the weight gain, and so I don't think he left because of the weight gain. I think he left because she wouldn't let him see her. I mean, how do you... And I don't think it's permanent. He doesn't seem to indicate that, but I mean, I don't know.
Do you have feelings about dad not being there now to help?
I think he's doing the best he can. And you know, he was a great dad when I was growing up. He's always been there. I think this just maybe is hard for him to be kept, you know, out of the loop.
Yeah.
I mean, his writings don't indicate that he's done, you know, with the family. I think he just needed some space for a little bit. And yeah, it stinks. I'm home alone with my mom.
Yeah. I mean, you've gotten all this to take care of yourself. I mean, it's hard for you to say that you're disappointed in father not sticking it out and being there to help.
Yeah.
What's that about?
I don't know. I think it's similar to. I think it's like when someone dies. Like everyone reacts in their own way, and you can't really dictate or judge grief. And in this way, I think it's a type of. I think this is his way of dealing, maybe, with this situation. So,
How do you explain your sister not being more of a help to mother?
oh, Grace has always been a mess. She does what she can, but you just never come to expect much from Grace.
But you can't depend on her. You can't depend on her, you can't depend on Father, and you're left.
But I have a job, and Dad sends the money, so it's not like financially we're strapped. And, eventually I'd like to travel, and that would be nice. And it's only been a few months of this. I don't know when it's going to stop, and I think that's what makes me a little anxious about it, not knowing the future,
Anything I need to know about your childhood that might help us understand what's happening?
No, I was always kind of the shy one, and Grace was always the outgoing, crazy one. She was the temper tantrum. I was the A student in the corner that was always kind of like that. But a lot of goofiness, a lot of, we went camping, and I had a really good childhood. I know not a lot of people can say that, but I truly did. I felt loved and supported. And
Any difficulties in your childhood? Any childhood illnesses?
No.
Separations from your parents for any amount of time?
No.
No.
No, that's why this whole thing is so, I don't know, forgivable, but it's kind of the first big roadblock that we as a nuclear four have come to. And I don't really know how to handle it, other than the day-to-day.
Yeah. Somebody once said the worst preparation for adulthood is a happy childhood.
Oh, really? Well. I was going to say a bad word, but I won't.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of screwed.
So everything was going so well. School, what was schooling like when you were a little kid?
Oh, is everything consuming? I think, was it third grade? For third and fourth grade, I got the best attendance record, the award. And I love it. I still do. I think that there's so much out there that I don't know. And
Did you have best friends in grade school?
Yeah, there were some girls that I played with on the playground, and a lot of my two closest girlfriends, for different reasons, their families moved away around the middle school, kind of 7th grade, 8th grade, and then when we got to high school, there were just AP classes, and it just kind of took over.
No. Did you have any trouble being away from home as a kid? Did you go to camp?
We went camping as a family, but I think I did. I went to an overnight camp for like a week.
Yeah, what was that like?
I didn't cry, but I was homesick.
Yeah. How long did that last, the homesickness?
Oh, kind of the whole time. I mean, I played the games and I did everything, but every night I kind of was waiting for the next day to get over with, to move,
Did you have sleepovers as a kid?
Yeah.
What were they like for you?
Goofy, we'd bake cookies and stay up late and watch horror movies.
And am I right to assume you went away for college?
I stayed.
Pardon me?
I stayed in town.
And where did you live?
At home.
You lived at home then, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. Time to go.
You said, in the big go. What do you know? I want to hear what you know. Yeah.
What I know.
You said you gulped when I said when you admitted that you lived at home. What did that mean to you?
Well, I knew it was best in the long run for money. And they've always been supportive, so I was, left alone in my room if I wanted to study, or if I came home late from the library, like no one really worried too much. They'd leave food for me, it's great compared to some kids who stay out late drinking, and I just didn't have to worry about all that stuff,
What about rebelling? How did you rebel as a adolescent, a teenager?
In my way, I guess.
Yeah. Tell me what your way was.
There was a teacher who was hired. Well, he was the football coach. He wasn't really the history teacher, but he taught history. And he wasn't. I didn't feel it. He didn't think he was invested. And anyway, I read up. I did more research beyond the discussion that we were having in class, and he was wrong on a couple points, and so I corrected him.
I'm sorry, say it again.
He was wrong on a couple points in his lecture, and I corrected him.
And that was your biggest rebellion as a teenager?
Well, I mean, come on. Have some pride in your job, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't have tattoos, and my sister and I would get into fights when we were like little, and sometimes that would turn into like hitting a little bit, like, we were kids.
Yeah. Drinking at all as a teenager? No.
It's never interested me. I mean, every once in a while now, I'm over 21. I'll have a glass of red wine or something, but I just kind of get tired.
Any sexual activity as a teenager?
No.
Since then?
No, not really.
So that's been a quiet area in your life.
What? Yeah.
That's been quiet,
Yeah, I've had, crushes. I just don't, I don't even know how to start talking to, there are like study groups in school. Yeah. And then you study.
And how does that connect with the other?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. You have to keep it professional. You know what I mean? And that's really the only places that I've met other people is either at work or at school, and it feels like you shouldn't cross those lines. And
so some sexual feelings or tensions grew up in that? Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Did you act on them in any way? No.
No. I wonder what a date would be like with Gerald, or
We're getting near the end. What would be your goals in treatment? What would you want to accomplish in therapy?
I want to find a way to move out.
What is it that you'd like to change in yourself, though?
I would like to have some separation about the idea. I'm learning from previous interviews about the idea of equating my happiness, my desires with. I want to separate that from my mom having some autonomy, in her own decision making. Yeah. I guess it's like a really hard. I get it logically. Yeah. I think it's hard to act on it, and so I would like to develop a way
to be yourself. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
How can I be myself without hurting other people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah. Let me tell you how the therapy that I'm representing works. My role as a therapist is really to help you to understand yourself. And the way I do that is I want you to be completely frank with me and not to censor your thoughts when you come in and tell me what you're feeling. I'm very interested in your feelings. And I'm very interested in how you deal with feelings and thoughts that are troubling to you. This kind of therapy is very interested in the relationships in your life and the difficulties in those and what needs are met in those relationships. And the relationship with the therapist, too, can be used as a tool to understand yourself. So I listen, and then when I see patterns or ideas that I think might connect with what's going on, then I would share those with you. Okay. I think it would be important for you to come in for all of your sessions and just try to be yourself in the treatment. Said than done.
Yeah.
We're getting near the end. Anything more you want to absolutely tell me before we stop?
Just that I really do want to change. I really do want to address it.
Yeah.
And I think there's a bit of an A student mentality for me about working on this.
Yeah.
And I think that I think you should know that I am committed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm willing to go through the scary things and to maybe become more honest with myself in order to share it with you. I think that maybe I'm telling myself things that help me get through the day that might not be as truthful, maybe.
Yeah. No, I think it's important. I mean, you have done difficult things in your life. You've finished college and you've done well. You work very hard in your profession and you get a lot of satisfaction out of that. But you're stuck in this relationship with mom. But I think that doesn't do it service. You're really stuck in trying to find a life for yourself. That's where you're stuck, you know. And I think there are a lot of important needs met in this relationship with mother. She's the closest person in your life. And I think you're very frightened. If you go out on your own, you're going to lose that. You know? And that's what you need, some help in understanding. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
You did fine.
It was nice to meet you.